Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, it is so great to have you. I'm Antoinette, a New Zealander living in Germany. So I'm a mum of 3 bilingual, multicultural children who were born and so far raised here in Germany. Raising my kids here in Germany, the complete opposite end of the planet to where I grew up, has been such an eye-opening, amazing experience. And I love to talk about German parenting through my eyes, the eyes of a New Zealander living here. So in this video today, I thought I would talk about some fascinating things that German parents do. If this sounds like something you're interested in, then please keep watching. I will be jumping into that very soon, but first I would like to give a huge thanks to today's sponsor, Beckmann Norway. Beckmann Norway has been manufacturing high-quality ergonomic backpacks for all ages since 1946 and are currently Scandinavia's market leader in school backpacks. Something Scandinavians and Germans definitely have in common is the fact that they both value quality and practicality, especially when it comes to the gear they invest in for their children. School bags in Germany are a pretty big deal, and I'm really excited to have discovered the perfect school bag brand that I know kids and parents here in Germany are going to love. Not only are these school bags so stylish, but they are very comfortable and lightweight with high quality straps and padding for optimal weight distribution and back protection, which is incredibly important here in Germany. Kids here carry around a lot of books, so they definitely need a very good quality school backpack. Beckmann Norway backpacks come in so many awesome designs. We picked out the Active Air FLX 6-pack in the Space Mission design. It contains everything a kid needs for primary school or Grundschule here in Germany. So if you're interested in checking out the fabulous range of high-quality ergonomic backpacks by Beckmann Norway, then I will leave a link for where you can do so in my description below. Okay, so let's move on to 5 fascinating things that German parents do. So I just want to make it clear, I am not implying that every German parent does these things. I am well aware that parenting styles differ throughout Germany. These are just certain things or habits or characteristics I've noticed to be quite common amongst German parents. Something I've noticed is that many German parents have a very good balance when it comes to giving their children independence and freedom and letting them take risks, but also providing a very structured and stable, organized home life. It's pretty hard to get that right as a parent, and I think German parents have created a pretty great balance. So as I said, I'm a mum of 3. My youngest is just about to turn 3, and then I have a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old. My daughter just turned 11 this month, and so I have had a lot to do with German parents through school and kindergarten and various activities, interactions with German parents at the playground, my children's friends' parents. Something I've noticed whenever I've been into a German home, particularly a family with children, I've noticed that there is a lot of structure in that household. So I'm not saying this is the case for every German parent, but I feel as though many German parents are quite organized. For example, with school-age children, they will come home from school and there'll be a set place for them to hang up their jacket and put their shoes and hang up their backpack. They will have lunch, they will have a set time where they can do their homework, and after that they are free to play and have fun and explore, but they need to make sure they get everything done before that. And German parents are very adamant about just making their child do what they need to do before they can be free and have fun and play. I remember when my daughter first started school and she would come home and have homework, and I would just be like, okay, you can do it like later, have a play, and it doesn't matter what time you do it. And it didn't really work very well, and I noticed pretty quickly that other German children would come home, they would get their homework done straight away, and then they would have the whole afternoon to play. And then my daughter, she still hadn't done her homework in the afternoon because I'd let her come home and play a little bit and do what she wanted, and then all the kids were outside playing and she still had to do her homework. So Me, as a relaxed New Zealander, just sort of whatever, as long as you get it done, learned pretty quickly that I needed to have a little bit of structure in our household because things weren't working very well. I've noticed that many German families have a big family planner, so their week is planned out every single day and the children know what they can expect, and I feel as though many German children are very well behaved and they don't have a problem with following rules, and once they get everything done they know that they are going to have a little bit of freedom. I do feel like the way that many German households are run is very, very efficient, and I think that that reflects German society in general. Germans love order, and you can see that in German homes, but it's not like everything is ordered and micromanaged. It's just a small aspect of the family life. So something else I find fascinating and I really admire about German parenting is the fact that they foster environmental awareness in their children from a very, very early age. Most German parents teach their children to be really careful with things like saving energy and recycling and picking up litter and just being aware in general about the effects that their actions have on the environment. So I remember in summertime my son's friend was around, it was a hot day, and they were eating ice cream. He came to me with a plastic wrapper from his ice cream and he asked me where the plastic recycling was so he could put his wrapper in there. And I thought that was so sweet. This is just such a typical German thing to ask. I also remember a couple of years ago my daughter and her friends would spend hours just going around the neighborhood, going to the playgrounds and picking up litter. And they would come back with a huge bag of litter. They would be so proud of themselves for helping to save the planet, and it was something really fun for them to collect all of this litter. I thought that was the sweetest thing. I think this whole attitude just comes from German society in general, and so it's just very natural for German parents to instill these values into their children. So something else I've noticed about many German parents is their relaxed approach to nudity. I've noticed that many German parents are very comfortable about being naked around their children. So how do I know this? Well, I have been to the public swimming pool in Germany many times in the changing room. I don't know about German dads, but I've noticed German mums in the changing rooms have no problem walking around butt naked in front of their children. Their children are not fazed in the slightest. They're just totally used to nudity. And yeah, it's just something just very natural and normal, which is not the case in most Anglo-Saxon countries. So obviously this is a changing room, the whole purpose is to get changed, but for me it was a bit of a shock to see like naked women and naked kids and not being discreet about it, just, you know, stripping off. And you know, in New Zealand you would usually like go into a little cubby and get changed, like you wouldn't just strip off and walk around, you know, with your boobs hanging out. In Germany it's totally normal and totally acceptable and fine, and I think it's great. Like, that's how it should be. I think in many Anglo-Saxon countries, nudity is thought of as sexual, and in Germany, a naked body is not something considered taboo or, you know, even sexual. It is something normal and natural, and I love this attitude. It's also really normal to come across German children's books, like books for really young children, like 3-year-olds, where they talk about the body, the human body. We've actually got a children's book like this with illustrations of a lady and a man and a girl and a boy, like completely naked, and the parents can talk about all of the body parts and the correct names for the body parts, and it's just something so natural and normal for German kids to learn about this, you know, in a non-threatening, non-like taboo way. And I love this, and I love that German parents are so relaxed about nudity and the human body. Okay, so moving on, something else I have noticed, which I find really fascinating about German parenting, is that many German parents are very careful when it comes to their children's online privacy. I've talked about this a little bit in a previous video. I'm going to go into a bit more detail here, but the majority of German parents don't feel comfortable showing their children's faces online. So the parents of my children's friends, basically all of them, they don't show their children's faces on Facebook Facebook, Instagram, social media. They want to protect their children's privacy. I've talked to German parents about this, and their reason is that the children are too young to consent to having their face out there on the internet, and so they want to wait and let their child decide when they're older if they want to show themselves online. I really respect this. I think it is a very responsible thing to do as a parent, and I'm not judging people who show their children's faces online at all, but I can totally see the point of German parents being very, very adamant about not showing their children's face online. Sometimes, German parents will share photos of their children, but they'll put like maybe a little heart on their face, or they will share photos like of the back of their children's head or something like that, or just from a distance where you can't see their face. But for the most part, many German parents don't feel comfortable about showing their children online. Some German parents are fine about it, but most parents that I know here aren't comfortable with it. That definitely strongly influenced my decision to take my children off YouTube and take the photos down of them on Instagram, and I feel great about that decision. And I'm not judging any parent, because I used to do it as well. I used to have my children all over the internet and I didn't think anything of it, and I'm not a bad parent. I adore my children, but I have just changed my opinion on this and I feel very confident about my decision. I've also noticed that German parents are very, very strict when it comes to like what their children can have access to online. So here in Germany, it's pretty normal for a child when they reach middle school, so grade 5, to receive a cell phone. So my daughter, she's in grade 5 and she received a cell phone for Christmas. We weren't going to give her a phone, but all of her friends, basically everyone in her class, has a phone, and they received that in 5th grade. And so most German parents, basically all German parents, have strict regulations, like their children are only allowed on that phone for a certain amount of time every day. They also have child protection software installed on their children's phones, and they can see what their child is doing at all times on the phone. They're not invading their privacy in the way that they're reading their messages, but they can just see what sites the children have visited, and they can restrict certain websites, and they can limit time that their child spends on the phone. And yeah, I was told about this by the mum of a friend of my daughter's, and so we have installed child protective software on Amelia's phone, and it's amazing. So older children in Germany, they are allowed access to the internet, but they are very much monitored. Okay, so last but not least, something else I've noticed is that most German parents really prioritize family time, like sitting down at the dinner table together and eating as a family. And I think this is amazing. So this was also something that my parents prioritized growing up, and it was a really special time for my family to just sit at the dinner table every evening and chat about our day, and it was just a really great time for the family to bond and connect. But I know this is not the case for a lot of families in New Zealand, because I remember going to friends' places and it was pretty normal just to eat in front of the TV or eat wherever, and there wasn't really like a structured dinner time where everyone sat down at the table to eat and chat and connect. This is something that is very much prioritized in Germany. I feel as though a lot of Anglo-Saxon cultures have kind of lost that habit, and I think this kind of ties in with my first point, how many German parents, they provide a lot of stability and sort of order in their home, and having that routine of sitting down in the evening with the whole family and just connecting and chatting about your day and just having that quality family time. I think it is just so nice. I really like this aspect of German culture, and I just want to ask, if you're German and you're watching this, did you grow up with having dinner at the dinner table every evening? Was this routine something really important to your family? I'd love to hear your feedback in my comment section. Also, if you are a German parent, do you have dinner together with your family at the dinner table every evening, and is this something really important to you and your family? So anyway guys, that is all I've got for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I also wanted to remind you, if you were interested in checking out Beckmann Norway, I will leave a link for where you can do so in my description below. Thank you so much for watching guys. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. I would love you to consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!